Hello guys and welcome. So today we're going to take a look at the G4 that I picked up with Sheep. So here it is. So this cost me like 10 euros actually. Yeah, it was like 10 euros. And it is, I've been told that it doesn't work actually. So that's something that we're going to take a look at. And I yeah, maybe we'll have to do a bit of cleaning, but I don't think there's much to do, to be honest. That's something that I'll have to look into, I suppose. But other than that, yeah, really, there's not much I could say. Oh yeah, right. So, if we take a look at the back. So there's like the Firewire ports, of course, Ethernet. I believe that's like 100 megabytes or megabits. Two USB ports. Now I thought that initially I was confused because I thought like, well, isn't it like ADB for the keyboards? But no, since the iMac G3 they started to rely on USB for keyboard and mouse and stuff. In fact, it was one of the first computers to actually require a USB keyboard. And then we have the internal audio as well as the modem port. I do have a cable for that and a Dream Pi that could use, but I mean, honestly, there's no point because we already have Ethernet. And then there's this graphics card with DVI and basically Apple's own proprietary video port. So that's something that I'm going to look right now before we even dismantle it. So this is the DVI cable that I'll be using for now. And let's see if it fits. So this is this one actually, and it does seem to actually fit, and it does. But this port, however, it looks very different. Yeah, because I mean, I think it is actually electrically compatible, but because of this rounded edge, basically you cannot use it. But other than that, I think we should be good. Actually, what we should do is plug this thing through the power and see if it even powers on. So I'll be using this to actually measure whether or not we have power. That's always good to have. And yeah, hold on. Actually, I think I should just grab my monitor and put it right here so that you can see what's going on. Because otherwise it's going to be a complete and utter mess. So yeah, I think we should do that. So this is the monitor that I'll be using. This right here. So this is a simple Dell monitor that I've been using for like testing and stuff. It should do fine for our purpose. maybe I should be putting this on the floor because it's not quite stable here, as you can see here. Trying to think of ways. I mean, no, I won't do that, obviously. I'll be putting it like that right now, but if I have a better solution. Right, so it's plugged in. I really need like a dent, something like that. So the monitor powers on, that's good. I mean, we knew that it was working, so that's not the issue. I'm just putting the desktop on the floor. Really just to show you that it works or not, does not work. And I'll be plugging it to this. We just stream. So I'll be plugging the computer, and hopefully we have power. Can already hear static. Now I just need to plug the video cable right here. So this is DVI, and right. So we have DVI going on. Right. Now I just need to actually plug it to the graphics card and see what happens or not. It's really heavy, by the way. Alright, so moment of truth. I'm gonna switch to digital, and then alright, I'll be pushing the power button. The good news is that it does power, and I could even hear the chime. But they said that it wasn't booting up right after that, so this could be a dead graphics card. However, it is not dead. Actually, it works fine actually. So I'm a bit. Oh, so it immediately shut off. I think what we have here is an issue with the hard drive, which is basically not working. But the good news is that it does power on, and we did get video, so the graphics card is working as well. But right after that, it shut off. So this is kind of a strange issue, to be honest. And it shut off without any warning. So yeah. So I guess we should just take it apart and see what's going on. So what I think is going on right now with this computer. So so when I power it on, we hear the chime, And then we get the Mac logo. So that means the video is working. That also means that the CPU isn't dead. But then when you try to actually power on, it just shuts off. Now, I'm not sure if this is actually the cooler, that it's getting too hot and the CPU is shutting off as a preventive measure. That could be the issue. Or it could be a hard drive corruption, or the hard drive is simply not working at all. So I think we'll have to disassemble this thing and see what's inside. So I have a screwdriver right here, and hopefully I figure out how to disassemble this thing. So let's stick it right here, but there's no warranty on this, so okay, just peel that off. Well, actually, I'll peel that off later because I see several screws, but I don't believe those screws are there for preventing the. I've never disassembled a Mac like that, to be honest. I mean, I see like people just pull this level out. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Woohoo! Alright, so I think we should take a look at the graphics card. And see what's inside. I'm curious actually to see. We could be testing for shorts on the motherboard as well. It could also be a RAM issue. So I'm really not familiar with this card, but it seems to be very low end. I see the ATI logo on here. From the looks of it, this looks like an ATI Radeon 9200 SE. Yes, I think it's the ATI Radeon 9200 SE. I believe that's the case, but I'm not actually sure. But yeah, I'll just put it right here. So this is what I believe is our main culprit. So I'll be moving this tape. Good. And so this thing has two hard drives. And why? This is very. I think that could be our issue. I also see that we need to potentially replace a battery inside, but I don't have a replacement right now. It's the particular kind of battery. So I think we should just remove the hard drives and just power it on without the hard drive basically, and maybe remove like this stick right here. It does look suspicious from the looks of it anyway. So it's a bit tricky, especially on the camera. There we go. So an IBM hard drive. This one is 40 gigs. Quite interesting, I have to say. And there's even the IBM logos and stuff. I haven't seen IBM hard drive for quite a while, and I believe this was one of the last ones that they made before they completely stopped. But there's another one also. This one seems to be held in place. Yeah, this is really tricky. want to like destroy the wires because this power supply is a bit with RDT. There we go. Alright, so I'll be removing this RAM. I think that's DDR1, if I'm not mistaken. I may have some of this motherboard. Yeah, or it could be SDRAM actually. I'm not entirely sure. I think that's SDRAM. And yeah, there's not much to do now anyway. I'll just putting it back the graphics card. Right. Now I can just tighten it down. Actually, that's not the one that was suspicious. It was this one. I noticed was taller. Actually, none of the RAM sticks are the same. Well, I guess I'll just. Yeah, I mean that's how I'm supposed to do it. Not sure. And this one was taller. So I'll remove this IBM hard drive. Hey there. Yeah, I think we should just give it a try right now and see if what we did actually works. So just putting this aside. There we go. And I'll put back this monitor right here. Okay. Yes, it's this one. So I took out the hard drive slot. Okay. So it's plugged in right now. Okay, let's power it on. No, it doesn't. Oh, yeah, right. Because I made a mistake. Right. And this time it immediately powers off. Interesting. So yeah, this time it doesn't do the chime thing. So even though I've removed like this hard drive, so I'm really confused right now. This could be like a deeper issue that I'm not aware of. Right, so guess I'll be putting back the RAM sticks again. Right. So I have no idea what's going on right now. Put back the graphics card. We know it works. I have disconnected the hard drives, and it seems to cause an it seems to cause an issue. We probably don't want to test here, so I'll be just actually. So alright. So as you can see, it's on the floor. I don't think I'll constantly like disassemble or reassemble it. I mean, it gets quite tedious, to be honest. So that's what I'll be doing instead. Alright. And it shuts off immediately. So 10 watts, all right. So, what the heck is going on? No idea, to be honest. I don't think that's like this. I'll be putting like the RAM back. Hello, I don't have. Oh, come on now, it's not you. Well, I'll be putting like the RAM back in. I think I'll do a search on the internet because I don't know. Oh, come off. This you just annoys me. Uh, so yeah, I'll be putting like this RAM. Uh, right. I see like an ATX connector. That could be an ATX connector, yes. You. So let's give it a try again. It's quite nice and tidy of you doing things with it. I hope that I have more space to do more with RetroTech thingy in the future. Well, yeah, I mean, space is definitely an issue. I mean, I have like tons of boxes. Just out of curiosity, how did you pay for like this Mac G4? I actually paid like $10 for for this Mac. So, oh, Joe, let me show you. So yeah, pretty much twice this amount of so yeah, I basically just use two of these to play like for like the G4. So it was quite cheap, but it was not working when I bought it. In fact, it was initially sold to me for like 20 euros or $20. But then I bought it for like $10 and they said yes. I mean, even for like the graphics card, for instance, that would be at least worth like 10 euros. So I bought it anyway. So yeah, so we'll see if it works now. And strangely enough, now it boots up and then it turns off. uh, I'm not sure what's going on with this PC. I've never actually diagnosed Macs like this one. I had an iBook G4, but that one worked out of the box, so I'm not real sure. So, I mean, like, if I try to do it again, I see the red LED on the main board, and then it shuts off. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on. So this is the main board right here. And so we know it's not the graphics card because I mean I got like a on-screen stuff. Oh yeah, right, in Malaysia. I've heard like horror stories when it comes to like stuff like the Philippines and Malaysia. Uh, I mean, I've seen like the prices of computers and stuff in Asia, not Japan or whatever, just prices in general. And I was quite shocked to see like the prices of for like an example like an Athlon 3000G, it was like $100 instead of the $50 that you could get in Europe or the US. That wasn't Malaysia, that was actually the Philippines. But yeah, I would assume it's quite a similar situation. And I'm not sure that you have. I mean, I thought that Japan was sending like dumps of their old computers to like China, but I'm not sure if they did so also for like the Philippines. I've been told that's the case, that they do send like old computers to the Philippines. Malaysia, I'm not sure, but yeah, if you can enlighten me on that, I would be curious. Uh, so we have a kind of a problem. So we have like 3 PCI slots, but I obviously cannot use them. There's an AGP slot right here, but we know it's not the graphics card. I could just like remove more RAM and see if it works. So it's quite dusty. Let's pop it on. So there's the red LED right here, and seems to get further this time. So I've removed these two RAMs, but let's see if it can get to. It doesn't. So I'm wondering if we also don't have a power supply issue. So basically this power supply right here. And it actually, upon first glance, it does seem to be a basic ATX power supply. So in theory, I could actually swap it out for a known working one. So, I mean, like, I've pretty much ruled out the RAM issue. I've pretty much ruled out the graphics RAM issue. I haven't ruled out uh, that it's no, it's cold. It's very cold. So it's not the processor either, and it wouldn't shut off in like 10 seconds if that was a heat issue. Hmm. So I'm a bit puzzled. We'll have to take out the power supply and see if we get any further. Or actually, you know what? Let's take out this RAM also and just test with one single stick of RAM. So, mm. All right. So I'll just be testing it with single RAM. What the fuck was that? Is there like a CD inside? There seems to be a CD inside, but it's stuck, so I cannot actually take it out. And I also don't see like anything on the screen right now. So it might actually be a RAM issue because this RAM we don't get anything on the screen. So that's good. So this one right here, I'll be putting it aside because unlike the other RAM sticks, we did not get anything on screen. Not sure. Yes. But I don't think this is a RAM issue, to be honest. I don't think that's the case. I don't see like a bulging capacitor also. There's no like capacitor that's really suspicious. And it shuts off immediately. Uh, so I'll be putting this one aside just in case. And this is our last one. So that way we can rule out a RAM issue. So let's power it on right now. Not this one. So power. Let's see if gets somewhere. Oh, and it shuts off. So I don't think we have a RAM issue right here. I think what we have here is either a dead power supply or it could be like a dead short somewhere on the motherboard, but this will be very hard to actually diagnose because this CD or round drive, there's a disk inside, but I cannot get it out. So I think I'll be removing this for now. Right. And actually, I'll just I really want to rule out as much stuff as possible. I don't think that's a processor because it's cold, very cold. Um, Let's give it a try again. Well, no. Actually, let's take this further and just right. So I have my screwdriver right here. Alright, so hard drive is completely disconnected. Hopefully we should have no issues. But if not, I'm gonna pick up like the power supply from my other PC. Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to do. So it doesn't seem to be related to the hard drive or the RAM or the graphics card. Actually, you know what? What if it is the graphics card? So how do we know that? Well, we might not get any video, but we can just check it out. And hopefully, all right, so that's the, I do have another AGP graphics card, but it won't work on this Mac without flashing a custom firmware. So I will just be testing to see if it doesn't shut off right now. And we know for a fact it's not the graphics card either, because I've just took out the graphics card. Oh, the RAM is sick. I recently helped my sister with upgrading an HP ProBook 44. Well, a G1 laptop with additional 8 GB of DDR3, and it is still yeah, and so 8 gigs is still very much usable on a modern computer. Now on this G4, I believe the max that you can get is 4. No, actually, the max could be like 2 gigs. I know that on a Power G5 you can get up to like 16 or 8 gigabytes. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about the RAM, to be honest. Even on an older piece of junk like this one, the CPU is more the limits than the RAM. Though that said, the older RAM sticks, they tend to get hot and they tend to die very quickly, especially SDRAM and stuff. The newer ones at DDR2, 3, and 4, they are actually quite good. I've only had one instance of a DDR4 stick dying, and that was a very slow DDR4 stick. But anyway, this computer, I mean, we know for a fact that it is either a mainboard issue, or it could be, well, I don't think it's the battery either, but I could be wrong with that. This thing right here, luckily has not leaked, so that's good. But if I get it to work, I'll have to replace it with a newer one. I see a button right here, but I have no idea what it's for. Actually, let's try it without this piece of junk, because okay, so it runs really great and I'm happy with the results. And she said the laptop from 2013 runs way better than a crappy HP from 2017. I'm not really surprised, because I actually had like a laptop from also 2013 and I upgraded it with like an i5, and it was way better than the junk, the cheap junk that they were selling at the stores even today for like $200. But honestly, the $200 laptops, they're not even worth it. It's a complete waste of money. They are a piece of junk. I mean, I tell people not to bother with the cheap laptops because they're not even good for like web browsing. That's how bad it is. Um, but yeah, let's try it with the without the battery. See, because I know on some computers that I had, the battery was causing the issue with like the was causing weird issues like that. Well, we know for a fact it's not the battery either. So I guess I'll go one step further and disassemble this thing. So not entirely. I'll be taking out this power supply and replace it with a spare one that I own. I do have also a Pico PS2, but it's not powerful enough for like, stuff like this. I also have cables like this, but I don't see any SATA cables on there. So this is like the spare um desktop that I have right here. It's really junk. Well, it does work at least, but yeah, you get the idea. So yeah. So this is the power supply that I'll be using for testing at least. If I know that's not the power supply, I'll need to test for shorts on this computer. So the issue right here is I don't really like this design because you need like to hold like the main board and stuff to access this power supply thing. So I've actually thought that instead of yeah, I think that's what I'll do. That's what I will do. So I'll take this power supply and remove a bunch of stuff. So this cable here. And I also see like some kind of a Wi-Fi card. I don't think that could be the cause, but we'll have to roll that out also. And there's also this weird cable, but I don't think that's the issue either. I think that's for the front panel, so I think we'll actually need that. Alright, so this cable is removed, and we can go ahead and actually go further. So I'll be putting aside the screws, and so this does not look like I thought that was an ATX power supply, but I don't want to be causing a short. So, actually, let's take a closer look. There seems to be like an extra 2 pins. That's very unusual. I haven't seen anything like that though. I don't want to risk like shorting out another one. Yeah, but it seems to be ATX, at least to me. I think that the two pins right here are for like an additional 12 volts of power. But yeah, I'll be right back. Book G4 ATX. Oh no.
I guess it's just because I didn't really care. Never done this too, so I kind of have no idea what to expect. One thing I want to make sure um, is that this new power supply I'm putting in will at least have Molex cables that reach to these hard drive bays. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. And
Oh, this seems to be more tricky. Uh, it does seem to be related to power because I mean, not really sure what's going on to be honest. But it, even though the connector it fits, it's not entirely compatible. Even though the pins are similar and stuff. They suggest to reset the so-called PMU, but I have no idea how to actually do that. I could check for the power supply, but it seems that other people had issues also with a dead power supply. So, so let's take a look at resetting the. There's a small button called PMU reset, apparently, but I don't actually see such a thing. So the only button that I see right now is this one right here. You say that PMU button, the reset PMU button, is close to the front of the computer, but yeah, as I said earlier, the only button that I see is this one, but it doesn't say PMU reset on this computer. Hmm. So, yeah, logic board, PMU. Yes, so it is that button indeed. So let's be plugging this thing out. There we go. Then I'll be putting this back in, right? Now I need to connect this. And they suggest to hold the so yeah, I'll try the PMU reset button. So then it suggests leaving it off for like 10 seconds, I believe. Oh wait, hold on. They suggest actually it should be set for like well, never mind. I'll be putting. I'll be testing like that. It seems not. My goodness. So I'll be putting this back in. Alright. Actually, I'm just gonna. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can just so we know for a fact that the power supply is dead. I mean, I've pretty much ruled out that there is a potential short on like the hard drive or stuff like that. So what I'll be what I'll be doing right now is just put it back together and order the parts to actually make this work. Because if it is a power supply, sure, you can just like buy a new cable or a new adapter on eBay, because I think they are adapters actually. But yeah, this one, it's nothing special actually. It seems to be, yeah, it's probably this piece of junk of a power supply. So I mean, that's the fun of retro computing, you could say. The fact that you have to order parts to actually make this work, and doesn't seem to be trivial in this case. That's what I would have to say. Uh, right. And when I also will get the parts for like the motherboard, well, not the motherboard, but this power supply cable stuff, so that I can replace the power supply with this new one. Then I'll be able to go much further, hopefully. But yeah, none of the stuff on there caused the issue. So I can just put it back together. And yeah, I'll be taking a look at it later. I mean, I pretty much knew that I was going to order you have to order parts for it anyway, but I don't see anything suspicious other than that. I mean, the capacitors are not bulging. I don't see like any leaking capacitor. Even the battery, and yeah, it's fine actually. This one though, could be this, but to be honest, I don't think that's the case. Oh, you're right. Need a better screwdriver. There we go. There we go. Alright. So this is the so-called Wi-Fi card. Not much to say really. There's stuff to cover it. It's not actually useful because it's pretty old by this point. I don't believe it supports even a WPA. So yeah, I'll just try it without the Wi-Fi card. I don't have much hope for it, to be honest. Seems to go further, but when I say that, it's probably going to shut off. But interestingly enough, here in this case, it does appear to get closer, and I see that underneath it there is stuff that was underneath. Oh, and it shut off. I think it actually got further because the Wi-Fi card was actually consuming power, but it probably wasn't causing the issue to begin with. So yeah, guess I'll just put this back together. So this is going to be so tricky and so fucking annoying, actually. Actually, I think I'll just really tricky. I don't like this design at all. I did a mistake. I should have done the opposite, so I should have done this. There we go. Then I should have really, really annoying. Pisses me off actually. And this thing is useless. I mean, I may have to actually replace this with electrical tape because yeah, it broke. Yeah, the plastic became brittle and it broke off. But it doesn't actually touch the motherboard anyway, so I think we should be fine without the stuff on there. just put it here. Well, maybe I could put it like so underneath it. And then do stuff like that. And that should be enough. But yeah, if I were to put this back together, I would probably put like electrical tape. So yeah, fucking annoying, but whatever. Yeah, it's probably, I mean, I don't see anything else other than a power supply issue. And I did take out this this stupid hard drive, by the way. Thank you for watching this. The vibe here kind of reminds me of Budget Build Official and Random 8 Gaming HD for real. Well, it what's kind of the you know, their older videos, it was kind of like that actually. Especially if you look at like I believe Random Gaming HD, you would see actually him do like the whole disassembly stuff. So I thought that was quite interesting. Hopefully, when I get this to work, I'll eventually show it to you in more detail. Stuff like macOS 9, macOS 10, and even ideally Linux for that matter. So thank you for watching, guys. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get this to work right now because I'm missing parts. But yeah, I'll let you know, guys, if when I do get it to work.